Coach, congrats on the regular season accomplishments. Wish you would have gotten that Coach of the Year, but we'll see what happens in Anaheim. I guess that's what.
Well, I want Coach Munson deserving of the Coach of the Year. Anytime you win the conference championship by more than one game, a 2+ game advantage, I think he's very deserving. He recruited those guys, he improved those guys, and he's quite deserving and should be the Coach of the Year. He was my vote, but I couldn't vote for myself, so I had to go that way.
You still have basketball to be played, hopefully a lot more, but if you look back on the regular season, I mean, I would assume you may have exceeded the expectations coming into this year. Would that be safe to say, or did you?
We feel like we did exceed expectations. We had a goal sheet laid out, and once we met all our goals, and then we were able to pick up another victory on the road at Fullerton, and to tie the all-time conference victory, and to have the best winning percentage in conference play in 19 years of Division I. We felt like we had to overcome a lot in the preseason with the preseason injuries to the guards, but to watch our freshmen develop and to have the success with 10 victories and get the number 2 seed, but to have also Sean Lewis develop into a first-team all-conference player, have David Hansen get mentioned as second-team all-conference, and to be able to recruit and identify a guy like Malik Love, who was recruited but not heavily recruited, to find a jewel like that, have him step up and develop and watch his development as the season goes. I think that our reason we were able to meet and exceed some expectations are the fact that we had players that kept on developing. Watching Chris O'Brien develop, Will Donahue come back from ineligibility is a tremendously rewarding season for us because of those circumstances, and then to end up in the number 2 seed, to be healthy going into the tournament, having basically 95% health. That's what you want. I think we've played our best basketball in the last 4 to 5 weeks. We've won 7 of our last 10 games. We've played games on the road right down to the wire with Long Beach State, right down to the wire with Santa Barbara, beat Fullerton on the road, lost a buzzer beater, and had a 6-game winning streak just 2-3 weeks ago. So we feel completely confident going into the Big West tournament play.
As you heard me ask Sean, I mean, so no concerns about the last 4 games. I mean, you won once. They could have gone either way. I guess all 3 of those losses, but
right.
It seems like the team has hit a bit of a stumble here, at least in the win-loss column here.
Well, that'd be your impression of a bit of a stumble. I would look at it as a tremendous finish. Really, if you look at the number of games we had on the road, we played the number 1 team in the conference on the road, and it was a 2-point game with 2 minutes to go. I think that was a great. After a team that beat us by 15. We lost a buzzer beater to Northern Arizona team, a top Big Sky team, and we played our crosstown rival down to 2 points, and we held them to 50. I don't know what we held them to,
49.
But 49, and we gave up 71 on our home court before. So our measuring is quite a bit different than what you're measuring to be. Is like we've improved in every one of those games, what areas that we need to measure. And then we played a great game at Fullerton, and we were able to get the game kind of get the seed, lock up that seed. I don't think anybody's looking at anything but the fact that we've improved for 6 weeks straight, and the fact that we're on the road and had some other games. I think it's really good for us because now we're getting back to being road season, getting down to Anaheim. A pretty confident group. We feel like we can go on the court with anybody. Playing the number 1 team, Long Beach State, on their home court, Santa Barbara, in that environment, 5,000 people breathing down your neck. We're pretty excited about it.
Well, let's talk about your first-round matchup. Riverside, you beat them twice. The old cliche, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. Talk about the Highlanders, what kind of challenges they present you guys, and what kind of a game you're expecting Thursday.
Well, first of all, I think they're doing a great job the last 2 weeks. I think they've kind of hit a stride. They've got Martin back. Martin, their leading scorer, did not play against us when we played them up here. I think that's key to note. It's going to be a real challenge. He adds an inside-out game for them, real athletic, quick, experienced junior college transfer. Natoto's an explosive scorer for him. Borum's a great shooter. Bradshaw can score inside. And so we're looking at a team that, again, another team that played really well last week against Long Beach State. I think they've won 2 of their last 3 games. Coach had a bunch of new faces, put them together, and I think they've had it right. We're going to have our hands full. I mean, in the Big West, one thing I can guarantee you right now is that if you're the gambling kind of person, likes to bet in Las Vegas and stuff, I wouldn't touch your Big West basketball because right now 1s versus 8, 2 versus 7s, 3 versus 6, 4s and 5s, that stuff's crazy because there is no favorites in this game right now. At this point, it's who's playing the best, who gets hot, And so we look at this, we've got to play our best game of the year to beat a very good Riverside team. And anybody who's looking at, seeding as who's supposed to win hasn't followed Big West basketball very closely this year, because the number 8 seed has already beaten the number 1 seed. Irvine has already beaten Long Beach State. So we're looking at this game, we're looking at the entire tournament as don't expect the expected. I mean, I just really would be surprised if everything went to according to seed. And you know what? That's what the NCAA tournament is. March Madness and the Big Dance, what makes it so great is that you get these so-called seeds and 14 seeds and against a 3 and 2 and all that type of stuff. And that's what makes it exciting, is that you go down there and it's reality TV. We're not really sure who's going to win the game. And so it's going to be very exciting for everybody.
Yeah, you just answered my next question I was going to ask you about the parity. So I'll ask you my final thing. Just talk about the change of venue, the new format. It's actually the old format, but I mean, it just seems like there's some changes this year with the Big West tournament. It seems like there's a lot of excitement, plus with the parity and all that. It seems like everything should make for a great tournament this weekend in Anaheim.
Well, going down to Honda Center, we had a great chance to tour the facility in the fall coaches meeting. We went down there and saw the facility, and I'd been to another game there in the past. But it's a big-time arena. I mean, it's an NBA-quality arena with a video board, with the advertisements, the court, the sound system, the locker room facilities, televised, the semis and the finals. We can get national television. So I think it's huge for our conference. The format changing, adding, truly a true format where you have got to win 3 in a row. Again, that's even more intriguing, because number 1 and 2, 3 and 4 seeds aren't getting the buys anymore. So legs are going to be equally fatigued for both teams. And so again, the playing field is pretty level. So I think we have great parity in the conference to begin with. I think a team like UC Davis, who just misses out on the playoffs, missed out because they had a couple injuries and lost a couple games in double overtime. They had 2 double overtime losses and a key injury to a player where they could have easily been a number 3 seed. I don't think anybody in our conference would have been surprised. But you had to stay healthy, you had to overcome, you had to win some close games, and the difference between a 2 and a 9 and seed is just so slim. And then to get a great venue like this, to get some more national media attention. I heard Bob Burton talk in the press conference this morning that we had for all the coaches on the radio or on the conference call to the rest of the media, and he mentioned this is great parity, but he also mentions what great if you look at the conference for next year, the first and second team all-league players that are numbered are returning, and just overall the improvement of the Big West and the improved schedule, the preseason schedules, the RPI, the rankings, pretty exciting. So I think it's going to be great for our conference, but I think it's also great for next year. It helps propel a little more enthusiasm going into next season and looking at potentially having a conference with 2 bids in the future.
Coach, I guess my only question that's left is, just how much fun is it to be a part of March Madness in the conference tournament, where literally anything can happen and, who knows?
Well, I'll tell you, when it was real fun was last night sitting on the couch watching the West Coast Conference tournament. When you get to see, I watched a chance to watch a little bit of Pac-10 game the other day. A lot of peers in the industry, very close to a lot of coaches. Washington State coach Ken Bone was at Seattle Pacific. I've known Ken for years. He's a Seattle guy, Division II guy. And so you see other coaches as they progress through their career, and the real enjoyment is getting to watch other coaches play and then watch them stress out and go through that, because once we get into games, the competitiveness outweighs the fun. The fun is watching others compete and enjoying that as a fan, and getting to slip into the fan part and taking a 2-hour vacation from being a coach and enjoying the games and the competition and watching St. Mary's and Gonzaga win, and now they're going to have a great battle tonight for the championship of the West Coast Conference, and whether that's going to be an at-large bid, whether they both can get bids, that's what's enjoyable for me. The preparation and going to play in the games, that's competition. And it's enjoyable to win competition. But while you're in the heat of the battle, I'm not smiling all the time. But it certainly is what March Madness is about. It's just that anything can happen. We'll see anything. We'll see mid-court shots. We're going to see, 3-pointers that get fouled and make a 4-point play. You're going to see steals and dunks and enthusiasm and controversy. That's what sport is, and that's why we love it, and that's why American culture is kind of about it. March Madness, it's arguably a better event than the Super Bowl because it lasts so much longer. It's 3 weeks of pure joy and enthusiasm, and an average fan likes to fill out an office pool and bet brownies or whatever. That's what makes sports so great, and that's college basketball. I truly think March Madness is the greatest sporting event, bar anything. I just really think it's that special.
Hey, Coach, real quick, if memory serves me correctly, wasn't that one of the big reasons that drew you here to Cal Poly, was to be a part of that? Because Seattle, I know, still has to have a waiting period, right?
Yeah, you really hit it on the head there. As a coach, you want to compete at the highest level. You want to have an opportunity to get to the big dance. And Seattle had a probationary period of a couple years and still has not gotten to conference affiliation. And I do hope that works out for them, but they've still got another year of that. And last year we were able to make the conference, have a chance to go on to the big dance. This year we're in the conference tournament. We got a higher seed, a little more experienced team. I think we're moving a step closer to that just from our experience level. Right now, because of the tournament format, we're as far as we were last year. You have to win. We had to win 4 to get to the championship last year. That's been eliminated. It's down to win 3. We're rested going into that. So, we win 1 game and we're in the Final Four. You're 2 away from the national championship, and I couldn't be happier to be at Cal Poly, a college town, with scholarships, with a conference that's getting better every year, and with a venue, the Honda Center. All the things going on with the marquee team, Long Beach State, with getting 20 wins, getting national publicity, the schedules we're putting together, the teams that we're playing, getting to play in Pauley Pavilion, looking at UCLA is one of the top 2 teams in Pac-10. Cal, who we played, is middle of the Pac-10. San Diego State, who we played tough, is a top 10 team in the nation. So that just bodes so well for the conference, for us, and for my decision to come to Cal Poly is 100% go forward, because we're going to that little Honda Center and see if we can go to the dance. That's what it's about. It's exciting. Thanks, you guys. See you down there.